there, nothing works. But if it is there, then everything works. But it is little more electricity, it will burn. Then when that I consciousness becomes ego, excess of I consciousness. And when it is the ego, it creates problem. Otherwise, this I consciousness is necessary to grow, to survive, and to do all work. Otherwise, there will be no impetus within us. The Swami Vivekananda say that you have to have the confidence within yourself. That's called I consciousness. I can do it. Like so many people can do. It's not ego, confidence. So I sometimes say, those who say I only can do it, they are egoistic people. And those who say I too can do it, T-double-O, they are self-confident people. So many people can do, I also can. That's called self-confident. So this is consciousness, this is I conscious. So in the mind, total they say, antakarana, in the antakarana, mana, buddhi, chitta and ahamkara. So here, one person is different from other. Why? Even the boys, twin brothers, they are different because of the impression. You know, the very peculiar thing, I just reminded one little girl from Arunachal Pradesh village. She came to me and she saw one paper and she was reading, "Give me a glass of water." I told her, "From the Arunachal, that remote village, you can read English?" She said, "Yes, I can." She said in Hindi. I told her, there was a glass of water on my table. I told you, "Can you show me where is the glass of water?" She said, "No, I can't." I said, "Glass? Water? No. But you can read." "I can read." That means in the school, when they're teaching them, they're not showing them what is called glass or what is called water. The moment I showed her, this is glass and this is water, she jumped. ये तो मैं जानती हूँ. I know this. This is glass and this is water. ये तो मैं जानती हूँ. In Hindi she said. So that is the reason in our places the students, they hard work but don't know much. Here I went to so many different places and they have kept things in such a way. In Chicago, the town, and when you enter into that places, so many things you can learn without any effort. How the moon is working, what is the distance of the moon from the earth, how it is rotating, so many things it happens. And there is a clock, long is coming, how the movement of the whole earth. And 2-3 little children, they were sitting over there, young boys, and they are observing when it will knock the one like this, it will fall. That means it's rotating in this way, all this. They're learning just through play. So this is the thing we want. And that's why in the spiritual life, if you like to learn, you have to go to a holy person. Why we consider always the guru? Why the initiation? Yesterday also one gentleman was asking, suppose I don't have the initiation, won't I realize God? And of course, why not? But the thing is, you have to understand what is God. Because you don't have any conception. What you will do? One gentleman, he went from Calcutta to Delhi. And in Delhi, the road, there is mention on the road itself, the Ramakrishna Ashram Marg. And he was not that conversant with the marg, the word. The moment he saw the Ramakrishna Ashrama, he asked the taxi driver, cab driver, "Hey, stop, I would like to get down." The taxi driver said, "No, this is not. I will take you to the ashram. I know the ashram." No, I like to get down. I know you people always cheat. You will take me to so different places and meter will be high, you will charge a bit much more. I like to get down here. So, okay, if you like. He got down and walked 2-3 kilometers again. Why? Because the conception, Ramakrishna, Ashrama, Marg, that mark the word he was not knowing. So similarly, suppose God comes before you, it will be difficult for you. And something happened because you are not well conversant about the God, conception of God, you will think this is God. And that really happens with majority of the people. When you are going towards God, what happened? We do not know. We don't have the conception. So we have to go to Guru, the preceptor, a person who has realized God, who has already traveled in that road. He can tell you that this is the thing that you must do. And sometimes these things will come. Don't look at that. They will lure you. They will always tempt you, all the time tempt you. Sometimes provoke you. Don't react like this, like this, like this. You have to go. So that yesterday I was talking with 2 ladies about when we were coming from India to America, in the visa interview. And the previous people who got the visa interview and got the visa, they are all intelligent people and experienced people. They told me how to behave with the people there in the office. So they will be provoking you, but constantly you must be very quiet. And like that. And one monk, he went over there. He knew that he should not be agitated. But the person over there in the interview said, are you married? He said, no. Oh, no, you are not married. So you are a different type of person? No, don't believe in marriage? Living with... He said, no, not all those things. I am not married because I am a monk. And he said, oh, now how many wives you have divorced? Why again and again? And he got angry. The moment he got angry, that gentleman said, no, with a little temptation you are becoming angry, you won't get the visa. And ultimately he didn't get the visa. After some other sources, somehow he got the visa. So all these stories came to me, and when I went over there, I was constantly very cautious. And then someone, a young Swami, who never came to this place, but he knows many things, and he said, you must read the history of American and how the American freedom fighter, how many stars are there on that flag. I went on mugging up the information. So this happened when you don't have the proper guru. When you are traveling in the path of spirituality, if you don't have the proper guru, this type of things happen in your life also. And they will say this will happen, that will happen. The moment you are practicing this, you will start seeing light. Then you will understand the mind of the people. You will start hearing from the distance what people are talking about. That happens, but not that way. I was in Cherrapunji. Many of you must have known the Shantarupanandaji Maharaj. Then he will be coming here. We were all together there. There we went to a teacher's quarter. He invited us for a tea. So when we were sitting, that lady said, Maharaj, you know what has happened when I sit for meditation, I see light coming right from the temple. Our temple is on a little hillock, and the temple is on the top. And that time we were very young. Do you see light? Because we have read in the books. Then in meditation, when you can see the light, that means very higher stage you have reached. And this Swami, Shantarupanandaji, he said, where do you sit? Then she showed, this is the place I sit. Which way you look? Through this way I look. And when usually you see the light, when there is a function in the ashrama. What happened? Everyday function, there will be on the top of that, and there will be light burning. That light comes and all the tin shades. So there is a small hole, from that hole that light comes. And the lady sees that light and thinking that she is seeing light in meditation. And next 2-3 days after there was a function, then the Swami said, now next the meditation time, you see whether you can see the light or not. and asked us not to burn that light. Put on the light. She didn't see the light. So this is so many things in the spiritual life, because if you don't have the proper guidance, here, that's why one must be very, very careful. Otherwise, it becomes so difficult. And how our minds work, very peculiar way. One gentleman, he sat with his friends and colleagues to eat a noon meal in the office. The moment he opened his tiffin box, he said, "Oh, today also brinjal curry." Then one of his friends said, "Why don't you ask your wife not to cook the brinjal?" "I am not married." "Okay, your mother must be cooking. Why don't you ask your mother not to cook it?" "My mother died 5 years before." "Then who is cooking?" "I myself cook." "Then if you are cooking, then why do you cook brinjal if you don't like?" "I like brinjal, but I like nagging before eating." So I am nagging. So this is the peculiar way of mind, and this is the reason. See, we know everything except our own mind. We understand, we know, the scientists are there. When the ants will come out from their hole, and what are the things that ants are going to do, and what they will eat, how they survive, everything we know. We know what the elephants are doing. We know what is there inside the ocean or in the sky. We know everything except our own mind. That is the main problem. If you give pizza in the morning, the gentleman will be very happy. "Oh, I have got pizza." And you thought he likes pizza. Next day morning again pizza. Then he won't appreciate. Third day if you give pizza, he will throw it. Every day pizza you are giving, can't you give me something else? We don't know when we are happy. We don't know actually what will make us happy. Why? Sometimes people are wondering, but that is the exceptional quality of a human being, not to be happy. You know why? Because unless and until you get realization of God, you realize your own self, you can never be satisfied. And the moment you realize you don't want anything, don't want anything. There are so many stories are there of the one big saint was there in India. When Alexander invaded India, he heard about that saint. Alexander wanted to bring that saint back to his own place. He sent his ministers. He said, "No, I don't want anything. We will give you a lot of gold, lot of all these things, and you will get the respect also." He said, "I don't want." Alexander himself went and said, "I am the king. I am giving you the offer. Why should you not come? At least accept something from me." What he said? He said, "Will you please stand little aside, because the sun ray is coming. I am basking in the sun. It is a cold morning. I want that sun ray, and that is the beautiful gift and best gift that you will give to me. Thank you." Why they are so much satisfied? Why they want the name and fame? Why they want the money? That means something they have got which is much more higher than all these things. How do you know? When we were all children, one kite or one some play materials, one doll was so much for us. We'll be going and crying for our doll or so many playthings. But now when you have grown up, if somebody comes with a doll to give to you, what you will do? Somehow you will restrain and say, "Thank you, we don't need it." So like that, because the same thing which I was liking so much, now I am not liking. Why? Because I have grown up. I was telling these ladies today morning, physically we decay, but mentally we grow. The more the days go, physically we decay, but mentally we grow. Grow through experience. And the highest experience is my own self. The highest experience to know myself. Am I the body? Am I the mind? Am I the whole thing? No. Then what? This St. Paul said in his prayer, spirit. And slowly, as the days goes, and we will be discussing about this thing, we will discuss about the spirit also, then we will know what was this meditation. We are different because of the mind. In the mind there are different type of impressions. The place we born, the circumstances where you grow, the school we are attending, the friends and the relatives we are having, all that impresses on our mind. And accordingly, we grow. And that's why we are so different. In the mind we find, in one's own mind, there are three different categories. One is tamasika. This tamasika means is a very peculiar type of mentality, dogmatic mentality. They will never listen to the reason. They will never hear to anything. They will only continue to do those things which they have thought correct. They will never change. They are called tamasika mentality. Swami Vivekananda, when he came over here in Chicago in 1893, the parliamentary religion, I think second day or third day, when he spoke a beautiful story for the children, but to 7,000 best minds of America. What that story? There was a well and the frog born in that. And it never came out. It didn't see the whole world. Only that frog at that well. Then another frog from the ocean came and fell in that. Majority of you know that story. But that frog, when he saw, oh, this is just like me, then he said, Acha, you look like me. Where from you are coming? I'm coming from the ocean. Ocean, okay. Is it bigger than this? Then he jumped from here to there. The frog in the well jumped in the well from this. Then the frog from the ocean said, my friend, the millions of like this well will go inside the ocean. It's so big, believe me. I don't believe. Then come with me, I will show you. I won't go with you. Because my father and grandfather told, this is the only biggest water body in the whole world. And I believe in it. You are a cheater, you are a liar, go away. This is called tamasika mind. They will never open up. They will never listen to the good words. Whatever they are taught, in that they will stick to, and they will create problem for themselves and problem for others also. All around people they will create problem. This is called tamasika mind. People of that sort used to come to Sri Ramakrishna. And Sri Ramakrishna, God himself, tried so hard, but it was impossible to make them understand. Then he went to pray to Goddess Kali Ma, whom he was sending. It is impossible for me to correct them. So please send some people with whom I can talk, who will understand me. Only yesterday I was telling someone, I'm actually planning, my friends actually planning to observe all our asrama and our Chidanandaji Maharaj, revered Chidanandaji Maharaj also thinking to observe a grand way a celebration of Swami Vivekananda 150th birth anniversary and also 120th celebration of the Chicago Parliamentary Religion. See, in those days, in 1893, 92, 93, the people of America was having the broad-mindedness. They never knew Vivekananda. They never knew India. They never heard about Vedanta. That was the first time he came and he spoke. And he spoke about the broadness. And these people, they accepted him. They started inviting him in different houses. And he became so important here. They started listening to him. There are some people who were objecting. ordinary people, general people, educated people, professors, they were inviting and listening, open-heartedness. That's why Vivekananda loved these people so much. Unless and until you don't have the broad mind, you cannot grow. Then he said, it is better to born in a church, but not to die there. It's better to have some ideology, good. Without ideology, if you are born, just like the animal life. But that is the only thing in the whole world, and everything is bad, that should not be. It is not to die there. So that is way, here the tamasic mind, all the problem that we see in the whole world is nothing but the tamasic mind. They'll never listen to others. They'll never listen to his friends, his family, he'll never. This is all tamasic mind. You know what happened to the tamasic mind? Swami Vivekananda is giving a story. Just like the Lord Jesus Christ, Vivekananda and Sri Ramakrishna, whenever they used to say something, some good idea, immediately they will be explaining through a story, parable. Here he is telling, one boy was there. He had a very small nose. And all the villagers used to say, in Bengali they call khada, the person who is not having the long nose or a very small nose. And he was very angry. Sometimes he will be going to fight with them, he will be quarreling with them, complaining the chief of the village. Then slowly he grew up there. Then he was not having anybody, he was an orphan. So the chief of the village said, boy, now you are grown up, you go and marry, settle, and you start a family. He said, sir, it is okay, but I will marry only that lady who is also not having good nose. A nose like me should be there. So that was a difficult task for the man, and he went around and found out, after a long search, a lady of that type of nose. So they were married. And this boy thought to himself, at least the wife won't criticize my nose, that's okay. Wife was not criticizing, but the whole village and anyone used to see, now they used to only criticize the person, now they are criticizing both. Now when I hear about myself, it is somehow I can. But when I hear about my wife, naturally the person cannot resist. Every time he had a fight, what to do, then finally he once again went to that village chief and said what to do. He said, see, I don't have the solution. You better go inside the jungle, pray to God, who has given you this feature. Tell him, look, why you have given me this? And I am suffering now. And he will give you boons. Believing the words of the village chief, he went inside the jungle and sat over there all alone, went on praying, and slowly the concentrated mind, he really got success. God appeared before him and said, what is the problem? So I am having this small nose, I am having the problem. Then God smiled and said, well, I will give you 3 boons. You take this one and go and throw it on the floor, and whatever you will ask, you will get it. And then he was so jubilant. He took that one, the small stone, came running back to the home and shouted to that wife, hey, bring food, bring all these things. I have got so many things you don't know. What is there in my feast? I will show you. I am not an ordinary person. Then wife understood something has happened. She told, please come down, tell me what has happened. Then he said, you know, this is the stone. It's not a simple stone. If I throw and say this thing, immediately I will get that. Tremendous power God himself has given to me. The wife was very intelligent. She said, now let us eat something, sit quietly, and then we will discuss what we should pray, because it is the boon of God, very precious. He said, nothing doing. And in the Shastra, in the scripture, it is always said, never listen to the wife. So I am not going to listen to the wife. I will do what I like to do, because whatever the achievement is my achievement. And what he did, he threw that immediately, the stone, and cried, God, give us big and beautiful noses that people will praise. And he didn't say one. He said nose. And so many noses all over the body. Right from the head down to the toe, all over the body, so many noses. If you sneeze in one and catch cold in one, so difficult to manage, and now so many noses, what to do? And then his wife started crying, what you have done? He said, yes. He said, anyway, no problem, we are having two, another two. Then he threw it once again and said, remove these noses, I don't want this one. All the noses went and vanished, including his own small nose also. So there was another problem, what to do, very ugly face. Then third time, he was telling, no, I should have listened to you, my wife. That is a mistake. Anyway, this time I will pray for the wealth and richness and all that. The wife said, no, please don't. Now people will come to know why suddenly we have become so rich. They will come to know about the boons of God. And they will tell such a fool, even after getting the 3 boons, they could not rectify their life. So it is better as we were. Let's pray to that. And then he prayed, oh God, give us back our own nose in the proper place as it was. So even after getting the 3 boons, he couldn't change his fate. Why? Because of the egoistic mentality. And that is called tamasika buddhi. That buddhi, the dark condition of the mind, and comes next rajasika, the egoistic. The egoistic person, what they will do, I was hearing, one lady was telling, there's a rich man is here, and one person went to him for some donation for some good work. He said, no, whatever donation I have to give, I have already given. $10,000 I have already spent. No, I am not asking for such a big amount. You give me $10 or $100 will do. That small amount I don't give. So I won't give. So only either I will give big or no. So these people, not bad, but egoistic people. They always want their name and fame. So this is the difficulty with the mind. And that is why people are different. This Rajasika, egocentric, power grabbing, and the whole motive of life of these people only to grab power and name and fame. And for that, even after doing so many things, they suffer. So that is the reason. Tamashika people, from the beginning, they suffer and they create problem for themselves and for others also. This is called Tamasika people. But Rajasika is like this. When after the Rajasika people become Swatik. Swatva, Sattva, Rajatama. These Swatik people, how they are? They think correctly and acts elegantly. That is the Swattva. Correctly they will think and they will act elegantly. They are upright, straightforward, fearless, rational in their approach to any situation. See, these are the qualities. What are the Sattvika qualities? In the next classes, we will be quoting from Bhagavad Gita, Sattva, Raja, Tama, the wonderful way they have analyzed our mind. Bhagavad Gita is not a book only for the Hindus. It's for the humanity, because there God has dealt about the mind. And human being is nothing but the mind, the thought, the capacity of thinking. Here, when you find the serene, equiposed, calm, even in very turbulent situation, they are Swatika people. The Swatik people, they never do any harm to anyone. But now, again, the Vedanta has analyzed mind in such a depth way. They said, we have 3 different phases of mind. Friends, why our subject is why we should meditate. But meditation means what? With the body? No. With the spirit? No. Then with what? With the mind. Unless and until we know what is mind, then how we can handle it? So when a person is going to the war or angling or to hunt some deer or something, what do? They take all the information about that particular animal, how they behave, when they come, when they visit, when it is easy to hunt. That way they go and then kill that. So we have to understand the mind thoroughly. Then only we will be able to control the mind. Controlling the mind is the most difficult thing. Bhayor eva suduskaram. In Bhagavad Gita it said. And who? Person like Arjuna. He was such a tremendous person. So personality was. And he was a ferocious fighter. Even then he is telling, I can go and face the 1,000 people, no problem. I can fight with them, but I can't fight with the mind. Because I do not know when it is working and how it is working. So to know the mind, how it works, how details the Vedanta went, there is said, we have 3 different phases. First is Jagrat, waking state, like now. We are conscious. We are listening, but at the same time, a part of our mind may be somewhere else. Maybe it is wandering here and there. It is thinking something else. So that is the mind, it works in different, even in the Jagrat. We are conscious, but still we cannot concentrate. So that is the condition of the mind. And second, Swapna. In the Swapna, in the dream, body inactive, mind active. And different type of impressions, sometimes the impressions which we have got recently, it comes. And sometimes we wonder where from it came. Maybe it is from the past life. So that's why in the dream stage, the body is inactive, mind is active. There is another final stage, that's called Susupti, dreamless stage. In that stage, the body and the mind inactive, but still something is awakened, active. How? Because after the sleep, when we come back, we say, oh, today we had a dreamless, I had a dreamless sleep. How could you know? How could you know? Who knew it? Who was sleeping? Something, some consciousness, so that he could understand. So I was not dreaming. He was sleeping. His body was inert. Mind was not active. Had the mind been active, he would have seen some dream. The mind was not active. Body was not active. Then what? Which experienced it? Spirit. There is something, consciousness. And that is in Sanskrit they call Atman. Totally hidden. We do not know about it. But that is the reason we are working, surviving, living, and whatever that we are doing with that power. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, once again, he is giving a wonderful example. One potato and something, and they were boiling. And the potato was telling the other one, hey, see how much I am jumping inside the water. You can't compete with me. And he was telling, I am also trying. This time I have gone much better than you. Like that they were competing. But the two never knew that there was a fire below. Had there been no fire, the water won't boil. When the water is not boiling, how the potato can jump? So that's why we are also jumping, thinking, frisking. Then sometimes we think that we are doing, I am doing. Who is this I? That we don't know. And we will be showing our ego so much. The next moment, I and I'll be fighting with some people and tell something and go and sleep next morning. God forbid, if something happened, I can't talk, I can move my limbs. What will happen? And that is the reason one must be very, very careful. So this is what we are thinking about. And next, the different stages of mind. One is called Vikshipta, and all the time scattered. When the mind is so scattered, constantly thinking this, all this, and sitting there, meditating, but going on thinking so many things, is called scattered. Majority of our people's mind is like that. The one person got, he was not ready to accept the mantra, but the guru was persisting, a shopkeeper, small shopkeeper in a village. Guru said, you take mantra, it will be good for you. He said, okay, since you are so much persisting, okay, you give the mantra. What I have to do? In the morning, you have to sit little meditation and take the name of Japa, God. That's not possible in the morning, I am so busy. Before you go to bed, at least do it. Okay, there I will try. That is maybe. After 2-3 years, the Guru came back to the village. He saw there's a huge shop and so many people working over there. He found what has happened to my disciple. He was a small shopkeeper. Where he has gone? He inquired the people who are working. Such and such person was here. Where is he? Oh, he is our boss. He is inside the room. Antigro, you go in. Then they took him. And the person, the moment he saw him, oh, my Guru has come. Hey, bring the chair. Give him all respect. Bring water. Then Guru said, how come you were a small shopkeeper? You have become so rich. Oh, that is because of you. You have taught me a wonderful system, and that's why I am getting rich. Guru was happy. At least one of my disciples is increasing and having some success. He said, how you did? He said, I was a small pawn shop and people used to come and borrow things from me. And I used to forget because I don't know how to write. So I used to forget their names. And majority of the time people will never pay. So I used to lose my money. But the mantra you taught me, when I came back after the work, I sat on my bed. Moment I closed my eyes, I saw all the faces that took loan. So that helped me to collect the dues. And that way I got rich. So so this is a funny story. That is the way we are actually meditating. The moment we sit for meditation, so many things will go on happening in our mind. That's called, we will discuss the next day in details. And another is dark, mudha. You don't work at all. You sit for meditation, try to think something good, it don't work. Third is called vikshipta. Sometimes it is gathered and sometimes it is not. Majority of the devotees are having this system, this condition of mind. Sometimes it is concentrated, sometimes it is not. And then comes focused, ekagra. The concentration comes the final. Then this ekagra, there what happens? In that state, we start enjoying meditation. Before, we don't enjoy meditation. But in this stage, we start enjoying meditation. And then we don't like to go anywhere. We don't like to lose the time. We don't like to spend that particular moment anywhere. And that shows we have developed the love for meditation. And then concentration. The moment you control your mind, you have won the whole world. Even those who are great heroes, they have won the war, but still their mind will be so restless, they can't sleep properly. But here you can. So that is why controlling of the mind is essential. Now it is time, the next class will be the next Sunday. And friends, I will be giving some practical meditation here also after some time, after discussing the mind and the meditation and these things. But at Ganges, from the and Saturday onwards, coming Saturday 13 onwards, I'll be giving some practical demonstration of meditation. If you can come to Ganges also. From 13 onwards, we will give. This is unless and until we practice, it is so difficult. So all theory is okay, but practice is necessary. The moment we start practicing, we will understand our mind. And we will understand why they have given so many categories in the mind. Shipta, Vikshipta, Mudha, Ekagra. Why? We will understand ourselves. And by the grace of God and my effort, if we can get the little glimpse of concentration, you will see the joy of meditation. Thank you very much. Thank you for visiting. And next Sunday, we will discuss on this again. And this coming Saturday, I will go to Ganges from 8:30 to 11:30 morning. And then coming Tuesday, we will discuss about the Panchama Veda, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Then Friday, Swami Bharadananda ji, he will be discussing on Katha Upanishad. This is the Upanishad and Katha Upanishad. Thank you very much. And the sloka that I chanted in the beginning, there's a wonderful meaning. It says, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am not the ego, I am not the chitta, the repository, I am not the ear, I am not the tongue, I am not the nose, I am not the eye, I am not the sky, I am not the earth, I am not the fire, I am not the air. Then who am I? Shivoham, Shivoham. Look at the back. Lord Buddha is sitting over there. And the posture that he is showing over here, there is the only a God can show and no one. And this is the posture of quietness, shanti, shanti, shanti. This is the way one feels like this. This is shanti. The moment I realize myself, I feel I am Shat Chit Ananda Swarupa. And the word Shiva means not the Lord Shiva of the Hindu mythology. The Shiva means peace, eternal. So I will just chant this and you only say Shivoham, Shivoham. This is not God's name. This is only Shat Chit Ananda. That's called Shiva. Mano Buddha Hamkara Chittaninaham Nacha Shutra Jubhe Nacha Grana Netre Nacha Vyoma Bhumi Natejo Navayu Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om